I'm Kayla Taylor, and my husband Sam and I own Tea Nation USA here in Jacksonville, Florida. We specialize in handcrafted organic tea blends, and everything is geared towards healing different ailments. We have over 150 different blends now, I believe, so if you can't seem to find something you're looking for on that list, we'd be happy to custom blend as well. It's pretty much how we started, was by custom blending and working one-on-one with our clients. We say we're on a mission to make natural healing mainstream, and we're doing that with one bag of tea at a time. So how did we get started with this? I've got to go back to my teenage years. So when I was a teenager, I was told to try milk thistle tea for some health issues that I was having. And I went to the health food store and got it, went home and made it, and I didn't like it. It was pretty gross. So I started thinking about ways to make it taste better, and I went, cut the bag open, mixed it with some loose leaf peppermint tea that I had, and now I could drink it. So that got me thinking, why couldn't things that are good for you also taste good at the same time? And that's really what got me into learning to blend teas, and I started studying herbalism to figure out what the different herbs did so that they would complement each other. Fast forward a few years to my early 20s when I had heart surgery. And as I was recovering from that, I was told I'd have to be on medication the rest of my life. Well, that medication made me sicker than my disease did. And I wasn't ready to accept the fact that I could be spending perhaps the next 70 years feeling that way. Like a shell of a person, because that's really what it made me feel like. So what did I do? I went to a holistic healing center in New York, that's where I'm from, and it literally saved my life. And I don't say that lightly. It saved my life. I was on the path to be an English professor at that time, teaching college, and I decided to completely change my path. I became a nutritional therapist and a Reiki master, in addition to my mediumship that I was doing. And I said, I wanted to do this for others. You know, that place really saved me, and I wanted to be able to do that for other people. I wanted to give other people control of their health, because that's what that place did for me. So when I moved down to Florida with my husband, down back in 2016, we moved to Tallahassee, and I decided to open my own wellness center. When I did that, everyone thought I was crazy, because I just went out and rented a place and said, if you build it, they'll come, right? Everyone thought I was nuts, but I put my little wellness center together, and I'm sitting there at my desk and just twiddling my thumbs, waiting for customers to come in. And of course, it's not that easy. So I knew I needed to get out in the community and market myself. I knew nobody there, so I needed to get out there and put myself more in the public eye and let people know what I did. So I knew I needed a product because I wanted to do those farmers markets that they had every week. And I couldn't figure out what product I wanted. I started looking into a bunch of different wellness companies, and nothing really resonated with me. And then one night, I had a dream that I was making tea. Yes, like I was asleep and had an actual dream that I was making tea. And I woke up the next day and I turned to my husband and I said, I'm gonna make tea. And he said, okay, great, make me a cup. And I said, no, like as a business, I wanna make tea. And I swear I have the most supportive husband in the world. I'm so lucky, because he said, okay, go for it. And I did. I went and ordered a whole bunch of different herbs, and in a couple of weeks, I was set up at the farmer's market with my starting tea blends. And I quickly learned from that experience that I was onto something, that there was a need for this kind of product in the community, and that people wanted this kind of high quality loose leaf tea that not only tasted good, but was really good for them too, because people were looking for the natural alternatives, just like I was. And it made me shift gears a little bit. A few months after I started, my husband actually joined me full time, and we decided to move from Tallahassee to Jacksonville, because there were a lot more opportunities for us to set up at events there and bigger events available there. So we did that, and we rebranded to Tea Nation. So we're no longer part of Way of Life Wellness, our wellness company, and became Tea Nation. And when we did that, we grew really quickly, and we realized that there was a lot more potential with this company than either of us ever even dreamed about. And it was a really cool feeling. We ended up hiring employees before the end of that first year as independent contractors, and some of them are still with us to this day, which is so cool, and we have good relationships with all of them, which is amazing. And that's really how we got started with all of this. And then eventually we started adding mocktails. So mocktails are a non-alcoholic cocktail, all using tea as the base. And we started doing that at different events, and those took off like wildfire, which made me really happy because as somebody with a heart condition, I have to watch my alcohol intake. So creating mocktails was something exciting for me because usually when we'd go out, my options, if I wasn't drinking, would be water or seltzer, because I don't like soda, or maybe like a watered down juice. And that's not exciting. So I got really into developing recipes and making mocktails. I bartended for several years, and it had me going back to my roots a little bit, but in a more health conscious way that aligned more with my soul's purpose. And I thought that was a really unique take on tea, because a lot of people will come to us and be like, oh, I don't like tea. And then you have to ask them, well, what kinds of tea have you had? And one of my favorite things is when people who say they aren't tea drinkers now come to the markets just to have our tea, our mocktails, which is amazing. We feel very, very blessed to be able to do that. But there's a few things that I would be remiss if I didn't mention in regard to our business. And the first thing is you guys. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't do this business the way that we do. Yes, it's something we're passionate about, and I feel so incredibly blessed to have other people appreciate my passion. But the true reason that we work as hard as we do for this business is because of how many of you come to us and tell us that we've changed your lives. And I know it sounds silly because it's just tea, right? But it's not. This journey through this company has taught us so much, not just about the wellness field and about herbalism, but about people and about the absolute need for holistic methods in this world and in our community. And that's the second thing I wanted to bring up, was how much our community needs these holistic wellness options. So, with everything going on in the world right now, as I mentioned, we are event-based. And what that means is only the majority of our sales, rather, are face-to-face, in person, which we love because we love being able to communicate with our clients face-to-face on a weekly basis and check in with you and build those relationships. So we love that. And that's been our focus these last few years. But with everything going on with our events being canceled, we've had to shift gears to more online sales. And that's been a problem because last year, only 6.24% of our annual revenue came from online sales. And I just said my husband and I are in on this full time, so we can't live off of that, unfortunately. And we're trying to do things to build that up. There's several things in the works right now to help build up online sales. And we've actually already seen a surge of help from you guys, from our community. And I could not be more grateful and thankful to you for that, for really showing up when things are down. I've cried several times over how blessed I feel because of your support. So thank you for everything you've done for us so far. But that being said, it still isn't replacing our income, shall I say, from our events. So we need to figure something else out. Now, if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, then you know that I did a little teaser. If you came on here, you would find out some brand new information that we haven't released to anybody yet. And that is, we are currently in the process of renovating a camper into a mobile mocktail bar. We're so excited about it. This has been a dream of ours for a few years now. It's something we've been wanting to do for so long, and we've worked hard to make it come to fruition. We were hoping to be able to get that out this spring, and unfortunately, with everything going on with the financial situation associated with this pandemic, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we want to try. Unfortunately, we have had to dip into the savings that was for the work to be done on that camper just to keep things afloat. So we still want to be able to do that. We still want to bring that to the community, and it's really going to be something very unique, because it's not just going to be like a food truck, although you will have the option to come and walk up to the window, grab a drink, and keep on going. But we want it to be a community gathering place at the same time. So there's going to be a place for you to actually sit and hang out with us and get to meet people, which is really what the spirit of what we're trying to do is all about, is to bring community together. And I say that because we not only plan on carrying tea, but also we're going to have kava. And if you haven't heard of kava, it's a root from the South Pacific. And a lot of people use it as an alcohol replacement because it gives you that similar feeling of being really happy with lowered inhibitions. So it's something that has been really great for me and for my husband. We use it for anxiety and all of that. And it's something that is very much central to the culture in those Polynesian islands where it's grown. They sit around a big bowl, it's called a tanoa, and they serve it in ladles to everybody, and it's all about bringing community together. And that's what we want to do. That's our goal with our mobile mocktail bar, is to be able to bring everybody together. And it just absolutely kills me that we're this close and it's getting stalled because of what's happening. And I don't want to do that, especially now when I feel like communities are coming together now more than I think I've ever experienced before. It's amazing how many people, I mean, just sitting on my front porch, how many neighbors I've been meeting just walking by and saying hi that I don't normally see, because people aren't usually around or they're not taking the time to walk through their communities. And it's bringing a lot of people together, not to mention how many people are rallying around small businesses. I say it all the time, Jacksonville is the most small business friendly city in America, I am convinced. It's amazing how supportive the community is of the small businesses here. So we really want to have this place for the community to come together, and especially now because it's the kind of thing that we could pop up in neighborhoods when people are quarantined and still deliver the quality and the experience that you've come to expect from us at T Nation. So that's something we still very much want to be able to bring to fruition sooner rather than later. All that being said, this is where you come in. Now, I debated actually posting on GoFundMe for quite a while. I've never been good at asking for money, if I'm being honest, but a customer of mine actually told me about this. She said that GoFundMe is doing a small business grant matching program right now. So if you are able to raise $500 on GoFundMe through your own crowdsourcing, that GoFundMe will actually match that. And that money would go a long way for us right now. That would be huge. So obviously I decided to do it, and here I am. The way I see it, we have thousands of followers across our social media accounts. And if, not even all of them, but if some of them donated just $2, that would have us exceeding our goal. And I've set our goal on here is 5,000, just because we do want to try to keep our trailer going and make it what we wanted it to be and not have to cut corners because of price. But like I mentioned, we do also have staff that unfortunately isn't able to work for us right now because of everything being shut down. So we'd love to give them some kind of financial support at the same time. Because they're independent contractors, they don't qualify for unemployment. So we'd like to be able to help them out as well. On top of having to meet our day-to-day operations and our expenses and all of that, we really could use the money and the help and the assistance right now. Even though I do have to say we are getting very creative and thinking outside the box. I literally have set up the equivalent of a lemonade stand, but with tea mocktails on my front lawn. No, I'm not kidding. It's called Neighborhood Happy Hour, Tuesdays and Thursdays in Riverside. Reach out to me if you want to come. But you know, it's one of those things as a business owner where you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's where greatness comes from. So as difficult as this time is, I know there are some amazing blessings coming from it too. So we are out there trying, I promise, we are trying to do our best to stay afloat and to keep delivering the quality that you expect from us. So back to donations. If you can donate whatever you can afford, and literally it can be $1, anything helps, really, truly, anything helps. If you do donate $10 or more, what we're gonna do is we're gonna donate either a bag of our immunity, respiratory, anxiety, or tranquility to those who are on the front lines of this epidemic in our community. So that is healthcare workers, EMS, firefighters, police officers. We're gonna donate a bag to them. When we do hit our $5,000 goal, any donation after that, we'll be donating a bag. So if we've hit our goal and you donate $1, we're donating a bag. So we're gonna try and give back to our community at the same time. So like I said, any little bit helps. If you can't, again, I totally understand. If you just share this video, help us get exposure, that would also be a huge, huge help as well. So I think the big thing that I really wanted to come and do a video on here was to express to you, above everything else, our gratitude for all of you. Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. And again, I know I said this before, but you're the reason that we're in this business. Yeah, sure, it's my passion, that too, but the real reason is for how many of you have come back to us and told us how what we do and our products have truly made a difference in your lives. And I'm gonna get emotional because there's just no words to describe how amazing that makes us feel to know that what we pour hours and hours of effort and overnighters and blood, sweat, and tears into this business is for a purpose, and it's for a really good purpose. I mean, we've had clients who have come up to us and said, I've been on sleeping pills for 15 years and I switched to your nighty night and I'm no longer taking my sleeping pills. Or with our fertility tea, I love this so much. There's been 7 women who have come back to us since starting that tea pregnant. And that's just the ones that we know about. But we love when you come and share your stories. I mean, there's always hugs and happy tears because we're so grateful to be just a small part of your journey into making your lives better. So, cheers to you for your unwavering support and your loyalty. I can't say it enough how much we appreciate every single one of you for going on this journey with us. And I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't acknowledge how blessed we feel to have all of you in our lives, in whatever capacity that is, whether you order online from us or we see you every single weekend at the farmer's market, whatever that is, we feel so blessed to just be a small part of your lives. And you've changed us. You really have. You've changed us too. So thank you. I can't say it strongly enough. We are very grateful for all of you. So if you have the means and are able to donate, we greatly appreciate it. If you'd be more comfortable shopping on our website, you can do that too. That is also a big help for us. You can just go to tnationusa.com. Everything on there is on sale pretty much indefinitely at this point. But we have buy 3, get 1 free on our bags of tea and buy 1, get 1 half off on our tins. So you can certainly take advantage of that as well because that helps us out too. So on that note, thank you for getting to the end of this long video. I appreciate you spending some time with me, and I just appreciate you for everything that you do to help us keep going and for motivating me to work harder every single day. I couldn't do it without you. So, cheers.